This song has such stupid lyrics and yet the whole world is singing along as if it makes sense. Hey, Megan, it's not that hard to get a guy to look at you when you've got nothing on. What you meant to say was something like, even with no makeup on, I made you look. Now that would be an achievement. This thought-devoid line made me think of some other really lazy efforts. Because even though it's not that simple to write lyrics, certainly good lyrics, we can and should expect more than "war is stupid, people are stupid," as Boy George wrote in War Song. And some offerings are so insultingly bad, they seem to be a result of extreme laziness, especially when they come in an otherwise acceptable text. In no specific order, starting with Snap and Rhythm is a Dancer, which proclaimed, I'm serious as a cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer. I mean, okay, you found it hard to rhyme dancer with something. And okay, you probably didn't think anybody would be paying attention to the lyrics, especially not to that rap part at the end, especially not 30 years later. And yet here we are leading off this list. And how about Here Comes Love, It's Like Honey, You Can't Buy It With Money, from New Order's Crystal. I mean, seriously, what grocery store were these guys shopping at? One of my favorites has always been a line from Champagne Supernova by Oasis. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball, sings Liam. While my head is bursting, you couldn't find something slow for the metaphor? No need to linger too much on Avril Lavigne's question in Skater Boy. He was a boy, she was a girl, can I make it any more obvious? You can't. Thanks for trying though. One of the biggest sinners of the lazy lyric is Mick Jagger, who can usually come up with some decent stuff, but ever so often gets so lazy and describes his favorite soda, or in this case, one of the most mind-numbing rhymes ever from the Stones' Mother Little Helper. And if you get more of those, you will get an overdose. It's not even a good rhyme, so what was the point to begin with? The Beatles make this way onto their list, but don't worry, it's just George Harrison who, in Love You Too, sings about being a dead old man. Maybe my Western mind is too limited to comprehend this duality, but I think I figured it out. Someone was in a hurry to meditate and had to finish this song. Thin Lizzy tell us about a jailbreak in their song of the same name. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in this town. But they're kind of skimpy on the details. Still, I guess even there are like 3 jails in town, I figure the police will be able to solve these clues. There's no limit to the laziness featured by America, also kind of chose a lazy band name, in their song Horse with No Name. I mean, how big a lack of an imagination do you need to fail to come up with one additional item you can find in the desert, except for plants and birds and rocks and things? Things? Come on! This legitimate classic also includes the line, "The heat was hot." Amazing how these lyrics just transport us to the desert alongside the band with the hot heat and the things. Poetry in motion. Salt and Peppa were telling us about their ultimate boyfriend in What a Man. And apparently high up on the list is a requirement that their man know their name. Or at least know what it isn't. With him I'm never losing, and he knows my name ain't Susan. So romantic. But perhaps the worst culprit on this list are the Spice Girls with their debut smash hit Wannabe. The lyrics here are so careless to begin with that to top it off with really wanting to 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬 is just an insult even to a 16-year-old girl's intelligence. Luckily, the screeching by the fans was so loud nobody ever heard it. Speechless. Pun intended.